Help is on the way for Louisiana farmers who suffered crop losses in 2009, but it's not a whole lot of help. The USDA announced the amounts farmers could get based on crop if they suffered at least a 5% loss. Here's a quick breakdown. According to the USDA, growers of long grain rice would be eligible to receive about $32 per acre. Those who grow medium and short grain rice, $52.46 per acre. Soybean growers could get $15.62 per acre. Upland cotton growers are eligible for payments of $17.70 per acre, but the highest payments would go to growers of sweet potatoes, $155.41 per acre. But is that enough to help after 2 straight years of losses in Louisiana?
The diggers are rolling, and the sweet potato harvest is underway in Morehouse Parish.
It tore up the boxes, too.
Kim Harrington and her brother dedicate 300 acres to growing these tubers. 2009 looked to be one of their best crops, with yields as high as 800 bushels per acre.
Well, we had excellent crops, and it's harvested for 3 days, and it started raining, and it rained for 21 days solid then.
Harrington says after all that rain, yields dropped to only 3 bushels an acre. And it's best to not even talk about the 2008 crop year when Tropical Storm Faye and Hurricanes Gustav and Ike dumped more than 20 inches of rain in parts of Louisiana.
2008, we just flat lost the crop. We got in and started harvesting, and the potatoes were just literally rotten in the ground. You couldn't even get them to come up on the chains. They were just totally rotten.
Harrington says the only reason her farm is still operating is because of emergency loans available after that disaster. Now the USDA is offering disaster payments of $155 per acre to sweet potato growers for the 2009 crop year.
None of this will make people whole.
Louisiana Farm Bureau Federation Associate Commodity Director Kyle McCann says that amount is much less than growers hoped.
This is a partial payment at best to try to offset some of the losses that were due to the excessive rainfall during the harvest season.
Partial may be an understatement because Harrington says to get the sweet potatoes you see here, she and her brother spend upwards of $4,000 an acre.
Now, $150 an acre compared to $4,000 that it costs, do the math.
So though it will help, it will definitely not get these guys out of the financial strain that they're in.
LSU Ag Center sweet potato specialist Dr. Tara Smith says so far this harvest appears to be producing average yields for sweet potato growers.
2010 definitely needs to be a good crop year for our sweet potato producers. 2010 alone will not be enough, to completely compensate for the losses that were incurred in 2008 and 2009. But as long as we harvest an average to above average crop, it will begin to get our producers back on their feet and start us in the right direction again.
But for Harrington, average may not be enough.
We're going to have to have a better than average yield to make the payments on the loans we had to get to keep going.
Right now, Louisiana Farm Bureau Associate Commodity Director Brian Breaux is in Kansas City, Missouri, trying to work out a new crop insurance program for sweet potatoes. Growers have been without a crop insurance program for the last 2 years. We'll bring you more on that story next week. As for these latest disaster assistance rules, McCann suggests you stay in touch with your local FSA office for details.